Our Facebook page. It's the 10-year anniversary of the opening of the Guantanamo Bay military prison. Of the 779 inmates once held there and the 171 inmates still there, only 6 of these prisoners have actually been tried and convicted of any crime. All par for the course when big government ignores the Constitution and ignores due process and ignores the rule of law. Joining me now is the former chief prosecutor over the Gitmo military commissions. This former prosecutor resigned when he learned that he was to serve under a boss who endorsed torture. The military even tried to dishonor this former prosecutor by denying him his justly deserved service medicals. Some would have silenced him, but not Freedom Watch. Colonel Morris Davis, you are a hero to many watching you now. Welcome to Freedom Watch.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Should we have a military prison in another country where the president who established it did so because he thought that the rule of law, the laws of the land, federal statutes, the Constitution, and those pesky federal judges were out of reach?
No. I mean, for 200 years, the law was our strength. That's what made us exceptional and made us the country that we were. After 9/11, we turned our back on what had been our strength. And as you know, Guantanamo was picked because it was thought to be outside the reach of the law, which was a huge mistake.
Now, Colonel, you were the chief prosecutor, and something happened. Someone said something to you, or someone made a public statement, and you resigned before the prosecutions commenced. Who said what to you, and why did you resign, Colonel?
Well, I took the job in September of 2005, and the people appointed above me were committed, as I was, to having full, fair, and open trials. And my policy was we wouldn't use any evidence obtained by what at the time were called enhanced interrogation techniques and what most people now call torture. And for 2 years, I was successful in implementing that policy. Then people left, new people came in. The convening authority, the person in charge of the military commissions, was Susan Crawford at the time, who had been Dick Cheney's inspector general at the Department of Defense. She brought in a new legal advisor from civilian practice, Brigadier General Tom Hartman, and he began to question, look, President Bush said we don't torture, and if the president says we don't torture, who are you to say that we do? And we've got this information that we collected. You need to get in there and use it. And that's when I said I quit.
Colonel Davis, was the United States military torturing, and were you asked to use evidence obtained under torture in the prosecution of inmates at Guantanamo Bay?
I don't think there's any doubt that we tortured. I mean, even Susan Crawford in January of 2009 told Bob Woodward in an article published in the Washington Post the week before President Bush left office, she did not send the case of Mohammed al-Qahtani to trial because, in her words, we tortured al-Qahtani. So it's not just the left that's complaining. I mean, you've had Susan Crawford who said we tortured.
Got it. Last question. Should Guantanamo be closed as a prison?
It should. I mean, unfortunately, Guantanamo has become a symbol like Abu Ghraib. I mean, you just say the word anywhere around the world, and it's a blight on our reputation. We can do better than we've done at Guantanamo, and we need to close it and show the world we're taking a step in the right direction to be that city on the hill.
Got it. Colonel Morris Davis, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Judge.